Logistics industry keeps evolving, so that excites me the most. Not 2 days are same. Not 2 days are same in this industry. No learned doctor, there is no learned lawyer, and if you see, there is no learned logistician as well. Every day is a new experience that we are looking in logistics. And so if you see my personal, I believe in trust and transparency and also collaborative working, continuous learning, which is already embedded with the company's culture. So working here gives me the kind of confidence that I need to, how I need to talk to a customer, how I need to build the gender is not a matter when it comes to spotlight. It is our ideology and presence that matters. So, ladies, please welcome to the world of trucks, ships, and flights. You have a great career platform here to and make yourself, your inner strength grow and make yourself grow in your career. I'm being a mentee. I got to learn from my seniors. They supported me, they challenged me, they helped me, and that experience gave me the risk that I should take. And I'm fine if I want to know something from a Gen Z. I can ask them and I can get to know what it is, and I can give them back what I know. Leadership is not just authorization. Leadership is not authority, it is responsibility. History happened because of the family and their support, what they gave, specifically with the kind of the tough job that we are doing, which is not bound with time. It has no limits when it comes to time. So this 24/7, all that schedules is possible only with the support of family. Otherwise, it is definitely not possible. So I would say my family also supported here in my growth. Yeah. Tripur is into garments and textile. Coimbatore is a powerhouse of castings, where it is all volumetric business and time sensitive. And then when you look at Cochin, it is all spices and cold chain, which needs extra attention. And if you look at Hyderabad, it is the pharma hub. It is all temperature controlled and it is all compliance. And Bangalore is of aerospace and e-commerce logistics. On the other hand, Chennai, I would call all my department managers for a meeting, shout, analyze the problem, laugh at the chaos like anything, and then try to find a solution onto it. You know, humor is always it turns any stress into.
Welcome to the Logistics Spotlight. We are here with yet another guest, with yet another episode in the Logistics Spotlight. And this episode is sponsored by lookforintern.com, an exclusive platform for people who are looking internship in the logistics and also for companies who are looking interns. So let's jump right into the video. Today we have Ms. Karthika Muthukrishnan, Regional Director, Tamil Nadu, Kerala, Hyderabad, Telangana, and Bangalore with us today. Hi, ma'am.
Hi, Freira. So glad to be on Logistics Spotlight today. Looking forward a great interaction here.
Same. So how are you doing?
All fine. Yes. Thank you.
So hope you had a good travel coming here.
Yeah, it was comfortable. I didn't have any problem. I self-drove and it was fantastic. No issues at all.
So I think let's jump into the video. So you started your career in customer service and documentation back in 2005, if I'm right. So how has your career evolved in the last 20 years, and how would you describe it, getting inside as a fresher into the freight forwarding industry, and how is it right now?
I began my career in 2005 as customer service and documentation executive. By then, I was a fresher. With all qualities, how a fresher would be like. A fresher wanted to learn more, wanted to explore more, get appreciation from the customers, get appreciation from the boss. That was all. It was all more of process diligent and task oriented, if you see. And those early years really taught me the importance of discipline, detailing, and empathy in dealing the customers. Over the period of time, my journey with logistics faced multiple facets in logistics industry, and when I look back on my younger self, it was all mostly reactive, task oriented, and someone who took the processes diligently. But now when I look myself as a regional director, it is like more of proactive and strategic. And if you see, it is from all paperwork to shaping strategies, building team, and then managing the customers in a way that how far we are satisfying them. So overall, the evolution is all about growth, adaptability, and then the way to learn. The leader should learn with a vision rather than just execution.
Okay, so you hold a degree in psychology, master's in psychology. So that's quite different, right? People who do a master's degree in psychology do not choose a freight forwarding job. So how has the degree influenced you managing people or interacting with people or customers?
Yeah, I hold a degree in masters in psychology, and that has been a unique advantage in logistics career. So behind every shipment, every document, there is a customer who's always with the expectation, with a pressure, with a requirement of their own. So this platform and this foundation gave me better understanding and empathy towards the customer, how he needs to be handled. And more of, it was also a kind of way that I built the relationship better on a long-term partnership. More than just executing shipments, it was the kind of trust that we built with the customers.
So while choosing the degree, did you have any idea that you will come into freight forwarding?
No, that was not actually for the purpose of logistics. I actually allowed to be in teaching profession. So the psychology, what I took was completely with the kind of students, how we need to face the younger generation and how we are getting blend with them. That is why we chose that. Then it was into logistics industry, and it was useful for me in this industry as well.
So you come with almost 2 decades of experience. So does the logistic industry still excites you?
Of course, logistics industry keeps evolving, so that excites me the most. Not 2 days are same. Not 2 days are same in this industry. Every challenge gives us an opportunity to learn and to create an innovation. So every opportunity is a kind of a lesson. So I used to even tell my team, there are professions like doctors and lawyers who keep learning. There is no learned doctor, there is no learned lawyer, and if you see, there is no learned logistician as well. Every day is a new experience that we are looking in logistics industry, and so it is a kind of continuous learning process. And this evolution, now if you see, logistics is getting smarter, the supply chain management is getting smarter by AI, automation, real-time analytics. So we need to upgrade ourselves with these kind of tools, how to use these tools, how technically we can make ourselves strong in that area, so that we can cope up with the current AI and technology, which is also connected with human expertise. That is also important. So this way, logistics, the evolution of this field keeps me excited that every day we are learning something new.
Mm-hmm. So as we were talking that you have almost 2 decades of experience, you come from the phase of logistics where it was filled with, paperwork and all of that. Do you think logistics is also evolving? Because people say logistics is a paper-driven industry. So how far is logistics adopting to the change?
If we are looking at larger organizations, even the current setup, people are looking into the advanced tracking facilities where their shipment at any point of time they wanted to look, they are tracking where it is, where their shipment is located. And more than spreadsheets now, people are looking into real-time data, and they are also looking into analytics. They want their papers to be visible to them at all point of time, their invoices, their previous loads, their previous shipments. That helps for them to connect their previous shipments with the current shipments. They can compare, they can look into the shipment window or the transit days, the cost that they have made, and all the manufacturing industry with the past history, the present history. They will be able to compare their costings. They can do their better supply chain management. So we should always welcome the kind of AI automation and the technology which is currently developing into the industry. With the manual interpretation, yes, of course, it will be an added value, and it will make life easy for everyone.
Yes. So you must have worked with quite a few companies throughout your professional journey. So how does your current company align with your professional values?
My experience with the company is closely with the professional and personal values of mine. So if you see my personal, I believe in trust and transparency, and also collaborative working, continuous learning, which is already embedded with the company's culture. So working here gives me the kind of confidence that I need to, how I need to talk to a customer, how I need to build the transparency, how I need to build a long-term relationship. So for me, it is not only a job, it is also a kind of partnership with the organization whom I work with and grow along with the organization.
As a woman in a traditionally male-dominant industry, what are the challenges you faced, and how did you turn them into opportunities?
Yeah, logistics field is always seen as men-dominated industry. But I would say gender is not a matter when it comes to spotlight. It is our ideology and presence that matters. Yes, of course, the late night trucks, the late night documentations, and late night regulatory filings, those are tough, but still, I would say we need to change them as opportunities to learn and grow and take up the ladder in that way. So I would like to use this forum and call all the ladies, please welcome to the world of trucks, ships, and flights. You have a great career platform here and make your inner strength grow, and make yourself grow in your career.
So looking ahead, how do you see yourself evolved as a leader?
Leadership in logistics is evolving rapidly, and earlier it is like traditionally operationally managing a shipment from point A to B, but now looking at leadership is a different perception. If you see, leadership needs adaptability, needs the kind of should be curious, and it has to have continuous learning. And I personally make myself comfortable in terms of continuously learning and being curious. And in this way, this field of always excites me. Like it keeps evolving and makes us to learn new things every now and then. And so this always most motivates me to be in this industry.
Okay. So talking about leadership, most leaders, fail at being a mentor. So how do you think mentorship is important in leadership?
Mentorship is a cornerstone for in the leadership position. In the leadership position, so every mentee, when I'm being a mentee, I got to learn from my seniors. They supported me, they challenged me, they helped me, and that experience gave me the risk that I should take and I should grow. Similarly, what I have gained, I have to give it back. So knowledge sharing is a two-way street. It has to be on both the sides. And there is no kind of shy, or there is nothing to hesitate when it comes to knowledge sharing and giving it back. For example, I'm fine if I want to know something from a Gen Z. I can ask them and I can get to know what it is, and I can give them back what I know. That's how knowledge sharing has to be, and that's how a mentor has to be, and the mentee has to be efficient enough, and he has to be broad enough to he or she has to be broad enough to take it from the mentor, learn by the experience, and that's how the mentorship grows, and that's how we bring a lot of leaders to the world.
So talking about mentoring young people into the industry, what do you think are the key critical skills? Like soft skills or hard skills. What are the skills that people need to have to get inside logistics?
So the next generation or the younger generation whoever are likely entering into the industry, it is not only logistics industry, it can be anything. They have to really develop their interpersonal strength and skills. So that is always necessary, the way how we face a problem, not dwelling just inside the problem, looking at the problem in a different perspective, and also ensure how we can find a solution on that problem. That is more important. And also looking at the growing automation and technology, your real-time analytics and those kind of technical strength is also very much important. So I would recommend the younger generation to make the knowledge developed in the field of technology, as well as how to have it interpreted along with the human qualities that people have. So people do matter. So the way we treat the people is very much important in any field. People have to be treated. People will keep looking at you the way how you treated them. They'll feel that how you treated them. So that is more important in any field, and specifically in logistics field. With the face of change, it is not only technology; it is also human expertise that is more needed. Both combined with the technology and human expertise, we can really make wonders in the field.
Very well said. Thank you. So, is there any book that you particularly like to recommend us that you enjoy reading?
It may sound weird and strange, but I would say I'm not into so much of fancy books. I would say leadership is bound with the kind of qualities which I have read in Mahabharata. The great Indian epic has already showcased how a man should set an example and how a man should not set an example. And the important thing in the book that we all should really know is leadership is not just authorization. Leadership is not authority, it is responsibility. So I would say that the book really made an impact in terms when it comes to responsibility and taking up things in a way that it would benefit the other way.
So that's a very unique recommendation. So what advice would you give for younger professionals or people in the industry who wants to grow professionally as you?
As I said, we need to keep developing ourselves, our interpersonal skills, make ourselves strong, and break the stereotyping. It is not like logistics is a 24/7 industry, and so that the kind of other limitations should not stop the generation to not letting into logistics industry. We should look at it in a positive way and make the other facilities that is available, meeting people. We attend to meet a lot of people. We are getting into too much of markets. We are knowing about the government projects. We are knowing a lot of things in this industry. Looking at that perception, one has to really get into the industry and try to groom themselves and keep learning. Anybody who has the thirst of keep learning can definitely shine in the industry.
Yeah. So as you told that logistic excites you every day. So can you share some of the stories or incidents that happened in real life where you have faced failures or setbacks and how you have come out of them?
I would not say if it is a failure. Actually, it is even at the utmost crisis, that can be a success story is what I wanted to say. Specifically, I can tell about the COVID period time, everybody had their own challenges. We'll not know what's going to happen next, and we are all sitting at home. But the logistics demand, the supply chain demand at that point of time was huge. And with the fellow team, concerns about the health and health aspects with the fellow teammates, and we also need to have the operations that is running smooth. We really found it very difficult to connect, and that too the new transformation kind of work from home culture with spouse around, with kids around, and with no household, managing the operations with a lot of limitations in the inventory, space allocations, blank sailings. It was really a tough time we had at that point of time, but still we were able to connect with our teams regularly, mentor them, give them support, take care of their health, family and their health as well, and we made it possible. And I would say the volume that we carried, particularly that period of time, was the highest that we have done in spite of all the hindrances we had. And what I would like to say here is, even the toughest global crisis can be changed into a success story when it is organized properly, and when it is calculated, and when it is done with perfection. Everything is fine.
Okay. So, as you were telling, there's a lot of challenges personally and professionally that we have faced during the COVID time. So, who has been your support system? Take it personally or professionally. Who has been your key support?
Leadership is not a solo act. If you see the support system, what we have built, it will give you the kind of confidence how we need to move forward. So it is responsible for a leader to bring a perfect support system. So I always have my colleagues, my teammates, my supervisors, and my mentors first in place, who really gives me that support and confidence level to look at any issues and move forward. So we always break up the problem, we analyze together. That togetherness, logistics always works with togetherness. So the kind of resilience is more important when it comes to logistics, and the support system what we have built will really make that possible. So on the other hand, this is professionally I have the support. On the other hand, of course, family I have to mention here. They have been my strongest pillar, and in this industry, the growth in this industry happened because of the family and their support what they gave, specifically with the kind of the tough job that we are doing, which is not bound with time. It has no limits when it comes to time. So this 24/7, all that schedules is possible only with the support of family. Otherwise, it is definitely not possible. So I would say my family also supported here in my growth. Yeah.
Right. So what are some of the approaches that you follow to maintain a positive mindset during high pressured situation?
Stay calm, stay focused, break down the problems. Instead of dwelling inside the problem, try to find out what is the solution ahead. Have the team involved into the problems. Have their suggestions as well. Don't do a monopoly acting. I never do that. And I always ensure I get suggestions from my team, and my team is my backbone actually. So in that way, the problems, whatever in front of us, if we are approaching it in a calm and structured way, it will definitely get resolved, and it will turn to a way that how we really need it.
As a regional director, your job must demand a lot of attention from you. So how do you fulfill the demands of leadership role and also personal well-being?
I maintain the balance by working with my team. And I am not the kind of person who is always micromanaging. I always give the independence of work to my team, so that the team builds a kind of ownership that they need to take. They are not hesitating when it comes to accountability. So this also, by empowering in this way, this also gives me the kind of time that I can really utilize for myself to do all the key priorities. So it is necessary that we need to empower the team in that way, and so that we get balanced in our work life. But also we need to ensure that I'm always reachable, and reachable to them whenever they want me, and easily approachable, so that whenever there is a need, they can immediately contact me and get things resolved from their end. This is also one way that we are making them comfortable in approaching the problem. And I also ensure that I make backup plans for every user, so that they can the cross-functional training. For example, if you say one department, if an ocean export person is on leave, the ocean import person can also deal until he comes back with the ocean export. So that kind of cross-functional training is being given given to the team, so that if anybody needs a backup, then that support system is already there. So this is how the work-life balance is managed within the team and myself.
So what legacy do you hope your achievements will leave in the current industry, company or the industry?
My legacy would be to bring up people. My legacy that I would leave is to bring up people. That the mentors should be really broad enough to bring people in a way, emphasize them, and make sure that they bring a strong team behind them who can take charge of next. We have to give them the kind of knowledge what we have possessed that has to get passed on. So I strongly believe in the kind of people and system. So we have to make the world with the kind of leaders that we are going to create. That is very much important. So I would say that is really needed for every leader, that they have to bring their successors behind. Yeah.
So from a freight forwarder standpoint, how do you see the South Indian market is performing?
South Indian market is a very dynamic, and it is a kind of region with a lot of opportunities. If you see, when you look at Tamil Nadu, we have the cluster market like Tirupur, Coimbatore. Tirupur is into garments and textile. Coimbatore is a powerhouse of castings, where it is all volumetric business and time sensitive. And then when you look at Cochin, it is all spices and cold chain, which needs extra attention. And if you look at Hyderabad, it is the pharma hub. It is all temperature controlled and it is all compliance. And Bangalore is of aerospace and e-commerce logistics. On the other hand, Chennai is automobile industry. It is completely of automobile vertical, where the expectation of customers is all like they look for tailored solutions, they look for specifications, they look for special equipments. So there are versatile market in South India, which everyone would like to work. It's a much bigger and wider region to learn more, and opportunities are much more in the industry when it compares to when it comes to South Indian market. And if you see, there are also other freight forwarding. The revenue is streaming in certain areas like multimodal transport, connecting coastal, rail and road. And then we have government infrastructure push projects. We have value-added services like warehousing, packaging, etc. So with all these, freight forwarding, I would say it keeps evolving and it keeps booming. So South India plays a significant role in terms of freight forwarding growth when it comes to South India. Yeah.
So thank you so much for giving that perspective to us. So most people who are coming inside freight forwarding, or let's say logistics, are, they have a mindset or a myth about, giving a 24/7 commitment, and logistic works around the clock. And people are hesitant to come inside the industry because of that particular reason. So what is your point of view on it?
Yes, it is an industry that demands 24/7. Why? Because you see, there is a ship docking at odd hours. There is a truck calling late night. So this is this industry. So we have to look at it in a way of how we are going to dedicate ourselves. We have to be passionate about it. Only then we can be adapting to this industry, or otherwise it cannot be pleasant for you. So we have to look at these points not as a constant pressure. It has to be like constant preparation. So more than pressure, it is a kind of preparedness. This preparedness will allow you to go to the next level of success. So 24/7 is not a problem when you started to love it.
So as a woman in this industry, you've grown from the scratch, joining into documentation customer service role. So what are some of the opportunities that are available for women, and how can they turn it into leadership opportunities?
I would say customer service is an art. So I would welcome ladies into this field for customer service and documentation. Slowly they can build themselves into leadership roles by making my team building, and then technically making themselves strong with the upcoming trend, and also make their support system wide enough. And I would also wanted to point out one thing here, like my first interviewer told me, when I was a fresher, he told me, you are getting into a policeman job, can you handle it?
Yeah.
I was wondering why. But later the nature of job and the responsibility and the kind of requirements really made me aware that yes, this is a kind of policeman job. So women need not get panic about it. If it is a job and if it is a necessary thing that we need to carry out on the late hours, yes, we have to. And gradually you will start loving it. So let's not look at it as a kind of disadvantage. Rather look at it in a kind of the requirement. It is a nature. Let's look at in that way. Change your perception, and then definitely there is success in this industry, I would say, for everyone.
Okay. So how do you predict the future of logistics? How would logistics be, freight forwarding industry be in next 10 years?
It's going to be more of robotic, as we expect in all other industries. Similarly, we are going to see the kind of AI, automation, the data analytics, real-time tools. So this is the trend that we are seeing in all the industry, and logistics is also looking at in a way we are also into those industry and into those kind of growth. If you see, earlier we used to handle manual bills. There wasn't any even mobile phones were not there at that point of time. Now we have so much of WhatsApp. We have WhatsApp. We have all medium to communicate with each other. And along with a fast world which is moving fast, we need to get into this kind of technology improvement, and we also have to upgrade ourselves to get along with that. So yes, this is the one thing which I would always advise.
Come to the end of the interview. So I have a few rapid fire questions for you, which can be like a one-liner answer or a one-word answer. So the first one is, one skill every logistic profession must master without exception.
Digital literacy.
Okay. So sales or people management, which is harder and why?
People management, because cargo doesn't argue, people does.
Okay. So if logistics were a movie genre, would it be thriller or drama?
Absolute thriller. Every shipment is a cliffhanger until it reaches the destination.
Very good.
One word to describe the freight forwarding industry.
Continuity.
So one thing that still surprises you about the industry.
Indestructible.
Oh, why would you say that?
The world will not move without logistics, and until the world exits, freight forwarding does not extinct.
So calls, emails or WhatsApp, what really runs in logistics?
WhatsApp. Direct and easy, always buzzing.
The last question. Best stress reliever after a shipment goes wrong?
Maybe weird. I would call all my department managers for a meeting, shout, analyze the problem, laugh at the chaos like anything, and then try to find a solution onto it. You know, humor is always it turns any stress into strategy. I believe in that.
So thank you so much. We have come to the end of the interview. So thank you so much for taking the time out of your busy schedule to be here with us and motivate the individuals in the industry.
Thank you, Fahira. Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you. Thank you so much for tuning in to watch this episode in the Logistics Spotlight. We had a great time with Ms. Karthika. So thank you so much for sharing all your inspiring stories and motivations with us. Thank you so much. So to watch more such videos and to meet more such interesting people, you know what to do. Please subscribe to our channel, share and like the video. Thank you.